Alright everyone, welcome back to another Game Vault video. We're going to talk about Concord once again, the latest and greatest offering from Sony. It's a 5v5 shooter, looter shooter, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it's like the greatest game of all time. So let's cue the music and we'll get right to it. Alright, so I was a little sarcastic with my opening here. But anyway, Concord lead character designer claims developers are strapped in and ready to push it for years to come. Yeah, better push it into the garbage bin, dude. This game is going to be a monster failure when it's fully released. Here's a screenshot of Lizzo in some gross green armor with what looks to be some kind of minigun, perhaps a laser minigun or something like that. Totally original, you know, I mean. Nothing like a big old tank woman, right? The blue lipstick and all that kind of stuff. Horrible character design, pronouns, you know, the whole woke garbage pushed into this game just kind of made it DOA, and it's showing so far. John Wisniewski, the lead character designer for Firewalk Studios Concord, attempted to sell the game by claiming he and the development team are strapped in and ready to push it for years to come. Probably strapped onto each other. What these guys are doing is they exchange pronouns, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't think you guys are going to be around for years to come. Maybe months, you know, maybe a year. I'll give it a good year before Sony pulls the plug on it. But some of the worst character designs I've ever seen, just bland. There's nothing that stands out and gives this some kind of personality to it or makes it feel like something cohesive. Anything, you know, it's just... You look at it, it's a bunch of moshed together, weird looking dudes. This guy looks kind of like, what's his name? From Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, the blue guy with the arrow. I can't remember his name right now, it's been so long. And this guy looks like squid-faced blue Hulk, and the garbage can here, and the strong black woman, and I guess probably Asian woman here, if I'm not mistaken. This guy, though, this is the cake topper guy, girl. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's absolutely horrifying. Anyway, in an interview with PC Gamer, Wisniewski touted the game, stating, "Concord has so much humanity and depth to it. I really hope people give it a shot." He added, "Insanely proud of the game. We're strapped in and ready to push it for years to come." Here's the main problem with this game. Other than all the woke garbage that's going to turn off a large percentage of potential players right off the bat, and they're not going to play it. You combine that with these awful character designs that look cartoony and gross and nothing, like I said, nothing cool about them. I mean, who wants to play this, right? Who wants to be this guy? I don't even know what this thing is. It's so stupid looking. That's not, you know, they talk about representation in games. Well, who are they representing with all this? I mean, these two may be somebody. A trash can. Well, that's most of the left right there can be identified as a trash can because that's all they are. But yeah, and this guy though, wow, what is it? I don't get it. Man, woman, black, white, Asian, I don't know. Absolutely crazy. It's unlikely the game will be around for years to come, given the game's concurrent player counts during its early access beta and open beta, where players were able to play the game for free before it hits the market for $40. The early access beta had a peak concurrent player count of 1124. That's low. So here's the thing. A looter shooter like this should be free. If you guys are going to do these games that are supported by lots of skins and lots of battle passes and all that, and these live service games, they should be free. And I'll stand by that until the end of the time. You should not have to pay for that. And then on top of it, pay for battle passes and all that other crap. That just shouldn't be a thing, right? I think these developers, you know, in addition to, like I said, throwing all that garbage in there for all that woke garbage for DEI points, when you charge for a product like this, when there's better products that have been out for longer and have a lot more to offer, waiting around for free for people to play, with millions of people playing it, why are they going to, you know, what's going to entice them to fork over $40 to you guys? Because they could choose their pronouns? I mean, is that enough? Or they don't even get to choose their pronouns. The different characters have already chosen their pronouns, so I guess they could play as a character that has not chosen its pronoun, or that has chosen a specific set of pronouns. There's even one alien that's undecided, so that's for those really indecisive people, you know. Am I he, her? Am I she, them, my was, were. I'm just going to go with this guy. He doesn't know either. So, while the game went in open beta for a week after the early access beta, the peak concurrent player count did not increase significantly. It peaked at just under 2,400. So, yeah, pretty brutal there. That means player base actually increased 112%. However, sub 2,500 peak concurrent players is not good for a free open beta for a game that's going to cost $40. In fact, a report from Kes Eilers Stevenson at True Trophies claimed the number of players who played the open beta compared to the early access beta on PlayStation actually decreased by over 8%. He wrote, using a gameplay data sample from over 3.1 million active PSN accounts, courtesy of our partnership with Game Insights, we could see that Concord had 8.1% fewer players in the second open beta than in the early access beta. He added, in our PlayStation chart, that ranks the top 40 most popular games every week. Concord ranked in the number 29 position both weeks. So, not only do players on both PC and PlayStation seem uninterested in the game, those who did play it were not impressed. YouTuber Dreamcast Guy described the game as Walmart brand Overwatch. It's a hero shooter that doesn't really have any of that spark or crazy originality. Walmart brand Overwatch. Ow, dude. Don't hold back next time. I like that, though. That's kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, what sets this apart? You know, what would make you play this instead of Overwatch or any of the other games that are like that out there? I can't imagine a single thing. YouTuber Angry Joe was also unimpressed. He said, how is the game? It's mid. It's not worth $40. Everybody's saying this, and it's true. It'd be great as a free-to-play game, because to be honest, it does have its moments. The graphics actually look good. It has some great character animation, some good facial expressions. There are high-quality cutscenes, even if the story is not all that interesting. He later added, the maps are not memorable. Pretty much every single other hero shooter has better maps. Overwatch, Marvel Rivals. These maps aren't very good, so that's a problem. And then finally, I didn't feel much of a sense of progression. So, you know, the graphics, the graphics aren't bad. I hate the character design. Absolutely hate it. I detest it. I think it's absolute garbage. It has zero interest for me, but it's not cheap looking. It doesn't look like crap. So, yeah, he's okay on that. As far as the animations and facial expressions, I haven't played the game. I have no interest in doing it, so I'm not going to. But, you know, I can imagine that could be good, too. You know, you can have good things in a bad game. That's possible. Just like you can have bad things in a good game. The game's also been torn apart for its ugly character designs. In the gaming subreddit, user G. Petricus declared, Concord might have the ugliest character designs I've ever seen. And it could be right. One user wrote, yeah, I'm not too keen on character design either, but I'm also tired of the Pixar toon look that most team shooters have had since like 2007. Another added, it's like they asked ChatGPT to make Overwatch again, but strip it of all identity. Still another posted, piss yellow, moldy green, wine purple, and blue lipstick. Who the heck thought this was an acceptable color palette? Need to go. Yeah, the color palettes are bland. Blue lipstick, come on, man. But yeah, here we go, right? The, what did he say? Piss yellow, boom. Moldy green, boom. Wine purple, boom. Blue lipstick. There's so much to say about that can't be said. It was not just on Reddit. On X, user Mangalawyer wrote, Concord is a new progressive and modern shooter for PC and PlayStation. It features 5 black women, 4 aliens, 3 robots, and 1 white man. It's incredibly diverse and non-heteronormative. Plus, it has pronouns. Are you excited? God. Former World of Warcraft lead Mark Kern also stated Concord, the new game by Firewalk Studios, is so focused on inclusive teams that they forgot the white guys in their game. Inclusive should not mean racist against white people, but it too often does. And yeah, I mean, I'm getting tired of that point. It's ridiculous, you know. You can put everybody in there but white people, and they'll say, well, no, white guys, you can't be racist against white men, especially heterosexual, cis, normative, whatever they want to call us this week, you know. No, you can't be that way. But right, so the characters, what did he say again? 5 black women, 4 aliens, 3 robots, and 1 white man. No Asian representation, no Hispanic representation. That's kind of interesting. No anything other than just 5 black women and 1 white man. That sounds like the beginning of a really horrifying porn. As noted by Grums, not only does Firewalk make it clear they're pushing inclusion as a value at their company, but Wisniewski has made it clear he's a woke activist. Oh, here we go. Back in 2020, he responded to a post by former Bungie lead programmer Peter Katevsky, who stated, thinking that all white people are Unconsciously racist is the same as thinking that all black people are unconsciously lazy. Wisniewski responded, that is an oversimplification. The sentiment being expressed is that whites must acknowledge their privileged position and actively work for equality. It will be hard and confronting work, but if we don't, we're complicit, and complicity allows systemic racism to persist. Same old song and dance with these clowns, you know. In another post, he declared, not accusing you, myself, all whites of being Jim Crow racist. I also don't think anyone hearing it should immediately take it that way. Whites in America have always had an advantage in our social economic justice systems just because we're white. Well, that's not the real reason, John. I hate to tell you that, you know. It's not the real reason. There's so much to unpack there, and that we could do a 2-hour video on why different races are treated differently in this country, but that's not the discussion for today. He added, doing nothing and saying, well, I'm not racist, allows it to persist unchecked. We need to acknowledge the advantage we've had and use it to help others pursue equality and justice. That needs to become the new I'm not racist, using your privilege to erode that very privilege. Word salad. Part of that is humbling myself to listen. People are angry. It's okay for them to yell inflammatory statements. I do it too. I don't think it comes down to the technical accuracy of their rage and whether or not that results in an accusation towards me. It's not about me, he continued. Well, it's always about you guys. You guys want representation. You guys want, you know, that's what you call for all the time. Next, he stated, I also don't know when we do the work to listen and learn. We'll likely find that even though we're not racist, we probably could have been doing a lot more to work against subtle and systemic racism all around us. That's been true for me and many other white Americans. So I'm not replying because I think you're wrong, nor am I trying to say you're a racist, even though you don't feel racist feelings, just offering an appeal to hear the humanity coming from the black community right now. Let's help them, he concluded, nothing but love for you, Peter. Let's help them. Why do we need to help them, John? Are they incapable of helping themselves? That in itself is a very racist statement. Can the black community not rise above whatever systemic racism there is on their own strength and their own unity and their own power? I mean, a lot of them have. Okay? A lot of them have. If you don't remember, just a couple presidents back, hey, I was a black fella. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And depending on what day of the week it is, our current vice president considers herself a black for African American for whatever reason, because she's Indian, whatever. You know, it's, you know, so people have risen up, people have overcome, people have changed. You can't, there's no laws in this country that will prevent a black man from eating at a specific restaurant, shopping at a specific store, getting a loan, you know, getting a credit card, whatever. Nothing will prevent that on the sole issue that he's black. Male or woman, right? Nothing. They're able to vote. They're able to do everything white people can do, everything Asian people can do, everything that Hispanic people can do. I mean, it's human rights. It's not rights for one protected group, dude. And it's ridiculous that you think they need a special set of rules to protect them and to raise them up, because they don't. You know, systemic racism is gone in this country. That died when the civil rights movement happened. And yeah, things weren't hunky-dory right from the start, but they've steadily improved through the years. And by the 90s, my God, it was gone. I mean, it really was gone. You really didn't see it much. Now, I'll never say that there aren't racists existing. I'll never say there aren't small pockets of ignorant people on both sides. You know, larger pockets on one side now, it seems. But anyway, you know, that will practice racism against whatever race or that they don't like. Yeah, that's always going to exist. That's part of human nature, and it sucks. And it's, you know, it is what it is. You can't stop it and stomp it out with your boot by stepping on everyone's throat to push somebody else forward. They don't need it. They're there. They don't need their little white knight, John. Just go back to making video games, you clown. In September 2020, he claimed that the entire judicial system is white supremacy. He wrote on X, the entire thread addresses white supremacy. Proud Boys are white supremacy. They were led by a Latino man of color, if I remember correctly. Police brutality is white supremacy. More white people are beaten and shot by cops than black people every year. The entire penal judicial system is white supremacy. The whole thread, white supremacy. Well, he says that a lot. That's what these guys do. They take a little term, they throw it around, they manipulate it, they try to gaslight you with it, and they try to, you know, I don't know. They just make everything about it. And it's so silly and it's so stupid. But, thanks for making Concord, because with a single video game, racism has been conquered. There is no more white supremacy. There is black female supremacy in the form of Tank Lizzo and her 4 other black female compatriots. The robot's probably even black on the inside, I would bet, I wouldn't be shocked. Anyways, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notification. Do you think Concord is going to blast or bust? I think it's going to bust huge. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Until then, peace.